A-Team. This is another appreciation video. Yeah, I just like to do these videos sometimes because I'm not gonna review the A-Team. It's not good. And some people might say that's a little ridiculous. I think it's good for the time it came out. The A-Team was a fun show, and I watch it now, and it's fun. But it's kind of like I don't really get as much out of it now as I probably would when it came out. Like, this would probably be really great, right? Because, you know, to see something on this scale back in, like, the 80s and the 70s when the show was on, it would kind of be like going to see an action movie, you know, in a theater, but you're watching it on TV, and I think that would be cool. But now we have more high-scale shows that have action like this, and they do it better, and this has all the cheesy one-liners of 80s and 90s and 70s action movies and things like that. But it's not like a great okay, well, no, it is a groundbreaking show, but it's not a great show. And I think there's stuff to appreciate about it still. But first of all, let's talk about this box set. This box set runs about $50. I got this on sale for $20 like, I bought this several months ago. Like, I've had this for a really long time. I haven't watched it, but now I am. Well, now I did. Anyways, we have... how many discs is in here? I honestly have no idea how many discs are in here. Because this is not a normal box set. So, like, do I have a normal box set handy? No, I do not. But this is how the discs are placed within the set. Even on these flippers here, they're put on that. And there's episode guides behind each of the two sides here, because the A-Team is a long-running series. It is 5 seasons long, but for the amount of episodes per season, I think you could honestly... There's a lot there. And they had and this is not a normal TV show. Like, a normal TV show is 22-minute episodes. These episodes actually run a bit longer than that, and so you have to kind of compact them onto more discs than you probably would if you were to put like a show like Cheers in a box set. Of course, Cheers is a longer series, has more episodes, but you know, you get the point. They're shorter episodes. And the nice thing, I like the back here, it says how long each season is. So if I were to watch season 1 in one day, that'd be 11 hours and 17 minutes. Season 2 is 18 hours and 31 minutes. And then season 3 is 19 hours and 31 minutes. And then, you know, season 4 is 18 hours and 30 minutes. And then, you know, and then season 5 is 10 hours and 22 minutes. So there's a lot of content in this box set. And so, you know, but $50 is the normal going price for this set. So if you were to get every single season individually, it would probably be $10 a season, maybe, and you know, or you might be paying more than that. So a box set like this, of this size, of this heft, good deal. And it's, you know, it's compact too. This is the thing we're seeing a lot with these companies now. They're realizing, okay, people don't like flipper discs. We're not going to do that anymore. We're not going to make oversized, huge box sets. We're going to compact everything into one set, and that one set is what's going to be on the market, and it's going to look like this, and that's a great deal. And I think people who are a fan of the A-Team, if you want this series, this is the best collector set you're going to get. Some people may want this show on Blu-ray, and I don't know. Some of these shows are kind of hard to tell. Like, if you were to put Alf on Blu-ray, it probably would not look good, because Alf is not an HD show. This show, I believe, was shot on film in the 80s, unlike a show like Alf. But who knows if it would really look that great? Who knows? But and this is who owns the rights to this? Universal. Who knows if Universal is going to want to put this out on Blu-ray? I mean, they just put this out in its complete series form last year. Maybe Mill Creek or company could get the rights and do that. I'm not really sure. But yeah, A-Team was a successful 80s show. A lot of that has to do, of course, to Mr. T. Mr. T was an icon of the 80s. He was, you know, he was a wrestler for a while. At least I believe so. If someone could correctly inform me about Mr. T and some of that stuff. But, you know, of course, he was in, I believe, Rocky 3, right? I always mix up the Rocky sequels. But he was in one of the Rocky sequels. He was in that movie. And, you know, he was in a lot of stuff. You know, icon, of course. And he's a fun character. You know, all the merchandise that you see for the show is Mr. T and his van. So, yeah, I mean, just great. I really appreciate the show for being kind of a cool action piece show of the 80s. And if you want a fun show to watch that you don't need to take too seriously or really pay much attention to, like, let's say you're working, you can just throw the show on the background. I think this show is really good for that. It's fun, it's cheesy, it's not great, again, but, you know, that's another thing about the show. And, of course, back in the time that, well, I guess in the time we are in now, when did this come out? I'm not seeing a date. Oh, 2010. They made an A-Team movie, and this A-Team movie had an extended cut and an unrated theatrical cut. And this movie is not a beloved movie by any means. Not many people seem to really like this movie. You know, I think out of the kind of reboots where we take a show from the 80s or 90s or whatever that was on TV, like Chips, 21, 22 Jump Street, stuff like that. 21, 22 Jump Street are the only ones that made any kind of impact and kind of were long-running kind of series that they planned to do more with. Like, there was going to be a Men in Black crossover and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I think there's a lot there with that. But, you know, these other ones just kind of stood and failed. But unlike the other ones, I feel like this one feels about the same to me. It feels like a more modern version of the A-Team. It's not a very smart movie. It's just kind of a dumb action movie. And as that, I think it's fun. And I think people should be a little bit kinder to it because, you know, it's just a dumb action movie. And you could say, well, it's just a dumb action movie, but so is the A-Team. Like, you're comparing it to this. These are about the same. Just one came out in 2010 and you don't have nostalgia for. So, you know, but this one's on Blu-ray. I picked this up a couple days at yesterday at Goodwill, and I checked this out the first time. I watched both versions. Yeah, for what it is a fine movie, and for what this show is, it's a fine show. But I think I think the show I appreciate a little bit more because of it kind of changing the TV landscape in a lot of ways. But I don't care for either of these things or these properties super greatly beyond the fact that they're just fun and enjoyable things I like. And I think as what they are, I think they should be appreciated. The movie and the show, I think they stand very well up to each other. I think they're fun, and they're very kind of their time. Like, I don't think 20 years from now people are going to be going back to the A-Team movie and going, oh, classic, you know. It just kind of came and went. The show kind of came and went. You don't hear a lot of people talk about the show unless they grew up with it, you know. There are certain shows from the, you know, 70s, 80s that you hear people talk about more, kind of you know, you hear people talk like MASH and things like that, and people still, I think those shows are beloved, and I think those shows are quite beloved too, and so you see that kind of stuff. But, you know, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Like, share, and subscribe, do all that, and we'll see you guys next time.